What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out a title called Here Comes the Swarm, a real-time strategy game that kind of models itself after something like They Are Billions. Today we're going to be taking a look at the demo for about 30 minutes and figuring out whether or not this game is distinct enough to stand on its own 2 feet. There's been a number of challengers trying to put that lightning back in the bottle when it comes to They Are Billions release, having hordes of enemies and all kinds of swarms and things on screen. From some of the screenshots, this game does look pretty nuts, so I figured we'd dive on in, play the game, give some first impressions, and see if it's a good fit for your roster. If after watching this you wanted to check out the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. You can check that out there. On top of that, you can also find a bunch of other sexy, flexy Nerd Castle links down there just in case you wanted to give them the old saucy click. But let's go ahead and dive straight on into it. Inside of this demo, as of right now, there's only one gameplay mode. Technically 2 gameplay modes. You can play through the tutorial. That'll teach you how to play the game and get you up to snuff when it comes to commanding your troops and setting up a fortress that can withstand the test of time and also hordes of bugs. There's also an expeditions mode. That's not implemented yet, but it looks like it's going to be kind of like a roguelitified mode where you go to different FTL-style nodes. Like, I can actually open up a preview right here so that you can see it. You go to different nodes, they'll give you a different challenge, you play through, and then you get like a whole bunch of bonuses for the next mission that you'll undertake, or maybe even malices, I don't really know. Not really explained as of right now because it's locked off in the demo, but I am interested in sort of like a roguelitified version of something like They Are Billions. And then, of course, finally, we have the skirmish mode down here, which is what we're going to be participating in today. Let's go ahead and dive on into it. We will go ahead and select normal difficulty. We also got to pick a deity. So from what I can tell, as you play through this game and you have varying levels of success, you level up talent trees for various gods that I guess are like sponsoring your society or something else like that. You also have an arcanum over here where they'll have skill trees where you can apply points to make yourself stronger, start out with better bonuses, make your units better, all that kind of stuff. But since I just loaded up the game and these are first impressions, we don't have any of that stuff unlocked. Let's go ahead and dive on into it and give it a go. Okay, so we've started out with our little civilization. We've got ourselves like a massive pylon over here that's doing its thing. We got a treasure chest off on that side, and then it looks like we got a couple little guys over here. They got like, this guy right here has definitely got a little bit of a Warhammer 40k vibe. It looks like he's a knight, though, so he's going to be a frontline combatant that's able to throw down with the enemy. And then over here, it looks like we have some arbalists. Okay, let's have them just kind of like scout around, take a look around, and see what we can pick up. So we got ourselves 13 of something out of that crate right there. It looked like we picked up propane canisters. What are those? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're propane canisters. Okay, so that's going to be one of our basic resources inside of this title. I'm going to send them up to there. We do have the benefit of push pause in this game, which I always appreciate. My old man reflexes are not as good as they used to be when it comes to playing games like this. Looks like we got some fart gas coming up out of the ground right now, and in fact, it may be a good idea for us to start thinking about building up our city. From what I can tell right now, we've got 26 population, we've got 7 meat, and a number of other resources that we can play around with. We've got a bunch of buildings that we can build down here, and so it looks like we've got an outpost, we've got field hospitals that allow people to regenerate, we've got a barracks, and so I think, knowing what I know about They Are Billions, we kind of want to start creeping our way towards having a barracks, because we don't know what this first wave is going to look like. It might be uber ugly and just take us out. But let's start out by isolating and gathering some of the basic resources that we're going to need in order to survive. And so with games like this, a lumber mill is usually the first thing that you want to do. It looks like we can get a +8 right there, and it does look to me like resources in this game basically function the exact same way that you expect them to if you're playing something like They Are Billions. So we've got that knocked out, but it looks like in this game we've actually got kind of like an anno mechanic where everything needs to be connected via a road. So I'll go ahead and put a road down right there. I don't know how long that construction's gonna take. Oh, we got bugs over there. Okay, let's maybe do our best not to aggro them right at this second, but it does look like we've actually got a really nice choke point right here, so that'll be good. We do have a bunch of bugs down this way that it looks like they actually die pretty easily. I was expecting them to put up a little bit stiffer of a resistance, but it looks like we're doing all right here for the queen, huh? We've got ourselves a queen. All right, we'll grab that chest since we already accidentally cleared our way to it. It looks like we've got blood rubies down here as a resource, and we're generating a little bit of wood, so we've got +8 on that side. Obviously, this is going to be an area where we want to get to if we wanted to get a really, really good lumber mill. That looks like the spot to do it. I don't know how much further I can go out, though, And so it looks like we are going to have to play around with a pylon-like mechanic if we want to spread this stuff around. The good news is with the pylons, it looks like they don't cost us that much to deploy, so I'll just slap one down right there real quick. That way we've got it taken care of. I don't know what kind of wood gains we would get from this right here. That's a plus 10. Okay, do the plus 10. Might as well. I don't love what's going to happen with this road right here, so instead I'll probably just connect it like that. Oh my god, dude. The game's got a little case of the sticky clickies right there. I keep clicking out weird roads that don't look right, and I'm a big fan of aesthetics in games like this. I need my base to look dope. Otherwise, I don't know, I can't identify with it. We do need to get a butcher. I think that would be a really good idea. It says that that produces 6 food, but we lose a couple of units when we go through. I do like the way that the UI updates right there and actually tells you what you're losing versus what you're gaining when you're putting down buildings. That'll be very, very helpful for maintaining the butcher's bill, as it were, for figuring out what needs to go in versus like what's going out. And so keeping things tabbed actuarially would be really, really nice on that front. Let's go down here, and I think we should probably hit up a gas mine too. So we'll, oh my god, it happened again. Okay, well, we'll put that right there. And then when it comes to the gas mine, it looks like that's going to cost us 3 guys, a little bit of wood, but we do need to have some gas production because there's a reason we started out with it as a basic resource, and so I feel like it'll be helpful. Food is going to enable us to build a few more houses. That way we can get more population. I would suggest doing that and just stamping out a whole bunch of these if we can manage it. What's it going to cost me? So we get 4 blood, so we are taxing these people. That's nice. We gain 2 housing, and what is the long-term consequences of this? Looks like it just drains down our food and we lose a couple of other resources, but I'm not really going to be that upset about it. We'll just kind of grid it out like that right there. Perfect. All right, so we've got our first little subdivision going on in. Further investigation, it looks like it's not going to be that expensive to get a barracks up and running, so I'm guessing that the limiting reagent right there is more than likely going to be population. Let's put down a barracks real fast just so we have one, and I can start looking at what it's going to cost me in order to produce units, because I don't think these 5 guys are going to do it right here. And so we've got to charge up our core to eradicate the swarm. All right. It looks like our units do not have any passive healing by themselves, and so we are going to have to invest in one of these field hospitals too to keep us up and running. But for right now, let's just keep our resources ticking. Everything's building on up, including, oh yeah, we were going to do this over here. That's what we were going to do. This right here should be like a banger resource gathering spot. I don't know what the radius is going to be on these because the game doesn't give you any kind of like painter tool, or it doesn't give you kind of like an outline ring to let you know where and when you can place these things. But we do have a plus 16 right there. I think that's probably our best go. Should be isolated unless the bugs in this game, they have abilities that I don't know about. The ability to like pass through forests or anything else. We should be okay. So let's just front load a whole bunch on wood. Getting this second gas mine might be a decent idea, but let's take our expeditionary force out to the east and just kind of figure out where the enemy's at and what we can do with that. You guys just kind of hang out over here. Do we have attack move? Yeah, so we do have attack moves, so let's go ahead and we'll just send them out to throw down with enemies. If I can avoid getting myself murdered over here, I think that would be really optimal. But barracks is up, so what's it going to cost me to get things over here? Not actually that much. I was expecting units to be quite a bit more expensive. So we've got arbalists and we've got knights. It looks like we can also upgrade their armor, and it looks like we can also increase the attack speed by 15% on our arbalists. Okay. I think I'll probably, so what am I looking at right now in terms of population and food? It is costing, we're double dipping on this one in order to make these guys, and so it may be a better idea to set up a little bit of infrastructure first. Oh, that one's got a footprint. Hold on, did I miss it? Oh, this one doesn't have a footprint, but the butcher actually does. Okay, well maybe it's like a work in progress. They just haven't got it implemented yet. I don't know. Either way, put another butcher over there because we're going to need it. And everybody loves their meat, right? Like, everybody loves a good juicy steak over here. Let's see if we can clear out this treasure chest on this side. That way we can get ourselves a little infusion of resources. Who knows what it's going to be? I do like the way that the enemies, like, shatter and their shells and things fly all over the place when you're killing them. I do like how they're kind of modular and they explode into little bits. But let me work on the base for a little bit and see what I've got going here before things start falling apart on me. And on further reflection of some of the things we can build out here, they are actually pushing this in an anode direction. So if we look closely, these buildings right here, they have cravings, like things they need to have, and then they tier up and become stronger, and I'm guessing they'll produce more population for us. And on top of that, they'll more than likely produce more tax income as well. And so let's get that infrastructure started. What we'll do is we'll put in a church like right there, and we'll try to keep all of our house building to this area, although that is going to kind of upset the order of how we have this done right here. It's okay though. We can make like a little cul-de-sac over on this side in order to get, well, maybe, okay, that'll be fine. It'll work. Let's go out to there, so that's all touched by a road. We got 4 more buildings going out, and unfortunately we're going to have food problems moving forward. Okay, another butcher maybe over here. Can he go right there? It actually looks like we can have one at the end of each road, but it's going to make our road infrastructure a little bit messy. But at this point, I'm not really that concerned about it. I'd rather just have more food and resources that I can draw on. I've also started producing a few more shooters just in case we end up needing them, and I'll probably just paint out this area with whatever I can get. More wood, I think, is going to be in the equation too, because we're only at like a plus 34 right now. We do have a decent wood spot down here, but I think it's going to further necessitate that we bang out another pylon. Pylon-wise, what are we looking at here? So we're not actually hurting that badly on the pylon front. I think we can get one into a good spot where we can wall this off, and we can easily wall that off. This over here is pretty choked out too. If I could wall it from there over to here, I think that would be where I want it to be walled off from. And then I can't tell if that's a thoroughfare up there. So I'm actually going to go probe that for a second and figure it out. What's up here? I kind of got to wait for resources anyways, so yeah, just send in Knight. You just hang out back here. I'll micro you a little bit.
For the queen!
Okay, we got a few bigger bugs out there. But definitely a lot of enemies around that we're going to need to deal with as time goes along. Okay, one of you grab that chest real fast. We got 63 of our gems out of there, so that's good. That'll be nice. Maybe start pushing in that direction. The enemy isn't really putting a lot of pressure on us right now, so I think if we just kind of hold back and clear just like we would in something like They Are Billions, we might be all right. Now, I don't have a timer or anything that's letting me know when the enemy swarm is coming. Like, I don't know when these waves are going to happen. I also don't know if these guys get veterancy or anything. It does look like they have a little meter that's charging up as they fight enemies, so pretty strong chance that they're going to upgrade. Oh, God, they got a shooter out there. Okay, well, I appreciate that they denoted the AoE zone very, very clearly so that you could avoid it. That's always nice. Yeah, let's just keep doing... Oh, we're capped out on crystals right now. Hold on, we need to spend. One of the great sins of any They Are Billions style game is not spending your resources when you're capped on storage. So we should definitely pause up the game right now and figure out what we want to build next. Oh, look at that, our house is upgraded, so you don't even need to upgrade them. And yeah, in fact, they don't get more population, but they definitely start producing more blood rubies. That right there actually fixed up my economy pretty rapidly. I was stacking up a whole bunch of charges against my blood rubies, and that worked out pretty good, actually. I don't think it would be very terrible if we went through and we actually added a few more houses down here. Each house is costing us, just 1 food, and so it's doable. Is that last one right there going to be inside the radius of my church? Difficult to tell. I'm going to bulldoze it for right now, just to make sure, because I don't want things to be disconnected, and maybe we'll save that slot for something else a little bit later on down the road. Let's get these roads drawn out, because everything's got to be attached to a road in this game. If you ain't got no roads, you ain't got nothing. And then we'll go ahead and drop that over there, and I will probably give myself another little bit of another little bit of warriors in just a minute. Why are you guys firing all synced up? Don't do that. Oh my God, they're all firing at the same target. So this is going to be one of those things that they need to fix inside the combat AI. So these units should be autonomously detecting whether or not a shot fired by one of their neighboring units is actually going to kill off the unit that they're firing at. Because like this entire batch right here, they're all firing their projectile at one unit, thus limiting their kill power right there. And so that's going to be one of those things that I think needs to be fixed off. But for now, let's keep them cruising on down this way. And I think being being productive about wiping out bugs is going to be a good idea here. You stay out of the way of that and just keep fighting your way that way. If you can kill them, that's good. Oh, we've actually got like a base over here too that we've got to worry about. Okay, we've got things to think about. I was working my way down here to try to get my wood supply back up because really they are billion-style games are always more about resource management than anything else. That's a plus 12 right there. I'll do it. Is that road counting on that side? Can we rotate the camera? I don't think we can rotate the camera. Like, I think we've got a fixed perspective. All you guys come back to base. I don't hear anything attacking just yet, and so I'll just keep my ear to the ground, and we'll try to snag a few more chests just while we're out here in the neighborhood. Population's looking solid. Food is also looking solid. I just heard a shing. What did the shing do? Yeah, she's now a veteran, so she fires 10% faster than everybody else. You stack that up with the 15% bonus from the technology unlock, I think we'd be in pretty good shape. We got crystals right there. Crystals were not what I wanted. I was hoping to get like a big batch of wood off that side, but unfortunately that's not the way that it played out. Luckily we're in really good shape as far as our gem economy goes, and so for now, let me see, so it's going to cost me 5 per night. We do need people to stand in the front lines. Let's just get a few more of these guys so that I can truck around a little bit more aggressively. There we go. Just give me as many units as you can spit out for right now, and then we'll continue clearing in this direction and trying to stack up further veterancies. I don't know what that is. That's apparently a shrine. There is a big one right there, and he is able to soak a lot of damage by comparison to what we were fighting previously. So I'm guessing he's gonna, oh, he healed. Oh, he leashes like an MMO mob. Interesting. So you can't kite these guys away from the shrine. Okay, fair enough. We'll deal with the shrine in just a minute once we've got a few more units to play around with. Keep moving this way and just killing everything you possibly can while working towards more chests. And then over here, I kind of want to clear out that nook on that side too. Once we have our, okay, we almost ate that little booger spit over there. But what I was saying is I would like to clear out that upper left right there so that I can safely wall it off. There you go. Get them. Good stuff. Grab that chest. We got ourselves some propane and propane accessories. All right. And then all of my units have been spat out, so our army's actually getting kind of sizable right now. I'll take that. It looks like they're just holding a defensive line right there, so let's go up to the left. Maybe that meters when our first wave arrives. I don't know. Clear this out, however. This is what I would like to see cleared out. Like, if you can get in there and actually cause some damage and mayhem, that's all fine by me. He's taking a little bit too much damage on that side. We do have, like, an enemy swarm down here, but I think we can give enough cover to actually wipe this out, because I don't know if this creep down here is going to spread as time goes along. We're capped out on resources. I can't point something out like never play the game capped out on resources and then sit here with my resources capped. It's going to make me look a little foolish. We can get another butcher over there, and since we're not using that space, we may as well. So we'll put that in just to keep the food supply growing. Probably slap down a couple more houses on that side once that's done. I need to space these out very, very carefully, though, along my road network. Okay, and then this road, we're probably going to keep the wall about that length right there. How hard is it to make a palisade wall over here? So we can get a gate pretty easily. I'll just have the gate go like that right there, and hopefully that's good enough. However, this is going to be quite wood intensive from what I can see so far. And so we'll get the gate and the rest of it down there. You guys pull back, let the arbalests do their thing.
As you command. Give me your order.
You guys are a little too beat up. These frontline guys definitely take some attrition while they're scrumming with the enemy. Ooh, I do like how that little bubble deflated right there as I was killing it. That was kind of cool. Okay, what does the shrine do? A shrine containing magical powers. So it looks like it's just a capture point. Hopefully we get something good out of it. But there's our first gate up and ready to run. I don't know if that's facing the right way. It looks like it's a little wonked out right now. But hey, that's life. What did that do for me? The shrine has been cleansed. We get +4 of blue something. Arcana. Earn Arcana by defeating waves, opening chests, and getting upgrades. Oh, do we use them to, like, upgrade our city? Yeah, it looks like I can empower an essence. Let's do it. Let's empower Bloodthirst down here. Yeah, that sounds all right. And we've got to decide whether or not we want our units down here. So it looks like we get ricochet bolts on our arbalests. It makes our bullets bounce, doing 70% less damage each time. But still, if you've got the volume, that'll actually add up to a considerable amount of DPS. Or we can go with Bloodthirst, which makes our knights heal for 8% every time they attack. That one feels like it's probably going to be better for right now. And it looks like we can increase the range of our towers. I would probably go for that. That sounds pretty good to me. And it also looks like we can either increase our wall health by 150 or we can make walls cheaper. Let's increase the health. That sounds like the play to me. I want more health on that. So clearing out shrines, definitely a good idea. Please no... Oh, cool. We got an essence out of that thing, too. Hell yeah. I'll take that. It looks like wood is starting to chug a little bit. And so, not in a bad way, in a good way. And so let's get some road networks run down here. That way we can get an additional pylon because, you know, you must construct those. We'll get that right there. We'll put a pylon right here so that we can wall this off maybe, and put a little elbow down here that'll also allow us to capture... What's wrong with you guys? Why are you all red? Is it your bloodthirst that's making you all red right now? I really hope it's your bloodthirst that's doing that. I think a good idea would be a field hospital too, just like right here. That way I can patch up my guys in between little engagements. Oh, we also have a gas mine over here that I haven't done anything with. We're a little bit low on population, so we may want to do something about that too. Let's see what we can do with houses here. So we'll put in a couple of houses right there. Are those inside the radius? Actually, this entire area is kind of like a really good opportunity to just stamp out houses right there until we have things taken care of. And then, did I ever cross this over with a road? I did not. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit out of shape. I don't like how unsymmetrical my base is right now. I would like for my base to be more symmetrical than it currently is. It looks like we also need to build ourselves a research center, so I'll build one of those. And then while we're down here, if I've got room for another food hut, just stamp out a food hut everywhere we can possibly get one, because upgrading houses, keeping our economy chugging, and having the things that we need in order to continue trundling forward is going to be a really good play. So research-wise, it looks like we can research ballistas, we can get more outpost vision, and it looks like we can get storage so that we can store up more stuff. I actually kind of like the idea of ballistas first, so we'll spend a whole bunch of crystals on that while I wait for my units to heal up so that we can go back out on another expedition and fight with the enemy. Units are all healed up, and we're broadcasting blueprints or something up into the ether in order to learn how to make ballistas. You guys, so I want you knights, come stand up here because I just noticed this little gap over here. This concerns me. I didn't notice that until just now, and so that could be a considerable problem if the enemy decides to rock on through feeling all kind of strong and smelling like ozone. You guys come down here, and let's see if we can clear out another one of these shrines so that we can level up our society a little bit more. What are they doing up here? They're just like fighting with random bugs. That's fine. They get HP back, right, whenever they hit something? Yeah, it looks like they're getting a little bit of HP back. Cool. All right, well, you guys hang out up here. Grab that chest real quick. What's it got? It's got another research point. Nice. Or I guess another level up point. You guys kill off all these dudes real quick. And then go grab the... Actually, kill these guys first, then go grab that. Good sound effects. I like how, like, they've got a little bit of crack and a little bit of crunch to them when you're hitting the enemies. I like the sound of it. You micro a little bit. We may have to... There you go. We'll send them back to base to heal when they end up needing it. That little shooter right there, though, he's got to go. Go get the shooter, because he's denying us area right now, and I don't like having my area denied. Yep, you guys just get back. We got another one. Oh, we got a big one right there. Okay, get him real quick. The more veterancies we can get before we end up in like a wall defense would be really nice too. Okay, so we've got that covered. Let's grab that out of the chest right there. We got 17 wood. Okay, it's time to build. Let's pause up the game and see what we can do here. I think first and foremost, we need to get this gas mine. because gas is actually becoming like a very real limiting reagent for what we can accomplish when it comes to what we want to build out here. And so if I can get another gas mine, that'll push us up. How much gas is the gas mine supplying? 3. Not that much. It can be upgraded, but we need to be in the stone tier. However, we can make our extractors more efficient right here for a big influx of materials. And since we're capped out, we might as well, because the one thing we appear to be lacking is actually gas in this area. We don't have a lot of gas. Capture that real quick so that we can level up and get some new abilities for our guys, and then we'll continue pressing on out into the map and kind of seeing what the game's going to have for us. Okay, another one captured, and so we've cleansed that shrine, and that gave us a few more points. We've got 6 at the moment. Let's go ahead and empower our Arcana, and the only place we can go is to ricochet bolts, so I'm cool with that. When both connecting essences are empowered, this minor essence also counts towards talents. Okay. So, like, we get access to all this stuff down here? Like, these pips are basically advancing us down the tech tree? Good to know. So we got, like, a +1 right there, and then we got a +1 on that side, but it wasn't enough to get us to where we wanted to go. So we've now got ricochet bolts, which are offensive. We can increase the supply range of pylons, which would be nice. Get more unit range, reduce the blood ruby cost of units. I'll probably reduce the cost, and then I'll probably go with pylon range. That sounds okay to me. And then we've got to select one of these bad boys right here. We can get 20 meat or we can get 30 population. I'll take the population, I think. Yeah, let's get the free population because meat, I can just expand my territory and get more meat whenever I want it. So I don't think that's going to be that big. Oh, wow, that did expand our range. That hugely expanded our range. Good Lord. Okay, well, what I'd like to do then is just wall this off on this side. So let's get a wall right there, or I guess a gate right there. And then we'll just have that run like so. I'm a little bit worried that this is going to be too shallow. Oh, I do like that the walls do the stronghold thing where they'll actually like rubber band into the shape that you want them to have. Okay, that's nice. I was worried that I was going to end up having ugly looking walls out here, dude. I can't have people from other cities coming by and being like, yeah, you know, I like Splatville, but they've got some really ugly walls. And like that would just hurt my feelings too much. Maybe send these guys over here. Let's clear maybe this out and start sending a road down this way. The downside here is this is not a super great spot for us to actually block off. This is not great. It does give us access to more gas, but this is very, very indefensible. Yeah, we would need like 3 separate walls here, and short walls tend to be a big liability in games like this, and so that kind of worries me. I'm not a huge fan of what we've got going on. What are you guys doing? Why are you guys all split off? Go over there and kill them off real fast. Do something productive for the day. Go do some nice productive murder. I believe in you. We'll come over this way, and we will need another pylon. Pylon it up right there just for the extra build room. If you guys want to push out that way, I would not be against it. If the swarm wasn't aware of us, I'm pretty sure it's aware of us now. Making pretty good progress over here. Those bouncing bullets, they are absurdly strong. The bouncing bullets just give you like a trickle of damage on everything in an entire horde. And it's doing a great job, actually. It cleared out... Oh, what's that big one right there? How dangerous is he? What does he do? Oh, is it? Okay. Do we know what direction said swarm is coming from?
Bow in hand. Taking aim. Bow in hand. X marks the spot.
We may have to abandon this endeavor over here because this guy looks like he can take a lot of damage before he goes down. You focus on them first. That's fine. Fall back to base, actually. Let's fall back. We know that we've got a swarm incoming. And so, let's maybe fall back for a second. I see movement over here. So this may be our guy. Oh, wow. He's like shitting out eggs all over the place. Okay. Maximum strength pregnant. So that wall's done right there. Before we get ourselves into any further trouble, let's just go ahead and we will wall off everything that we possibly can for now. That way we at least have a choke point to work around for most of these fights. Yeah, just reconnect that over there. And that should be good. I think we're mostly boxed in, except for, of course, the one little nook where enemies are moving and making me feel nervous. I wish I knew where the swarm was coming from. Let's maybe get a ballista alongside some of these walls, just so we've got, like, a little bit of combat coverage. Try not to leave any blind spots for right now. Just get our tower defense on for a minute. There is another shrine down here to the southwest. Oh, we are under attack. Okay, yeah, we got enemy mobs around. All right, I'm gonna have to rebuild that pylon over there, which is a little bit of a bummer. Also, my butcher may have to be rebuilt. So it looks like we got a little trickle coming exactly from this corner that I was concerned about. So these guys are gonna be upsetty biscotti until I put that back. Okay, well, every other wall is defended right now, so that's the good news, is I've got ballistas on every other wall, but I think we are going to have to push out in this direction and gain access to this new source of gas, and also wall this off, maybe a longer wall right there, maybe a wall right there, not too sure. We're going to have to do something, though, like some kind of retrofit is going to have to happen over here, so let's just get the bare basics running right this second. Which way are they coming from? They're coming from the west. Okay, so what I'll do for right now, since we've got this little trickle coming in this way, is I'll just leave some of these knights up here. Yeah, you guys hang out over here. My guess is they'll come by shortest path. Hopefully they don't do any crazy stuff and come all the way around the map. One of the big things that you can never be quite sure of in a game like this is the way that the AI is going to path. With your best laid plans laid bare, sometimes it can be difficult to figure that out. We are getting a little bit low on population right now, so I should probably do something about that too. We got plenty of meat, so I don't think there's going to be a problem with it. So instead, I'll just kind of like stamp out another housing division over there and maybe another housing division right there. Hopefully my units can still like pass through that area without any major problems. Here comes the swarm. Okay, so they are actually moving towards us right now. Hopefully they can't get through the woods on that side. We'll see if they swing south or if they swing north. I do have no population right now, actually. Okay, well, get me the arbalest upgrade. Hopefully we can get that finished off before the enemy gets here. I would get rid of that red vignette when the enemy's about to come on in. It is a good indicator that you're currently under attack, but like at the end of the day, I'm very, very anti any visual filter and anti-vignette. That's just who I am deep down inside. Might just be a personal preference thing, but I don't like it when there's like red outlines and things around my screen. There's our first little trickle. Let's see how bad this first swarm's gonna be. All right, you guys get up on the wall. Actually, go fight them outside the wall real quick. First swarm, actually kind of a gimme. And so I think one takeaway that we absolutely have here is that this game escalates quite a bit slower than something like They Are Billions. This guy over here, for whatever reason, it says it's not connected to the settlement, but it definitely is. Unless there's like a road missing around here somewhere, but I can't seem to find it. We do have enough for another level up over here. But in the demo, oh, maybe we need 5 fragments and an unlocked neighbor. Okay. How do we unlock these sockets right here? Is that like a demo thing? Not available in this version of the game. Not available, not available. Okay, well, we'll investigate once we've got more arcana. That's not the thing. It says fragments, though. And so there's 2 more things that we can unlock, but we got to find fragments in order to do it. We can go up to stone tier right now, which I think would be a good idea, just to see what kind of building varieties and also what kind of unit varieties we get access to. So I'll let that ride for a second. If you guys want to go out on an expedition, oh, there's our crossbow upgrade too. If you guys want to go out on expedition, I'm not against it. Like, there's more stuff for us to capture out here. We also had that big nasty boss up there that was spitting out eggs all over the place that I'm a little concerned may actually turn into a long-term issue if we don't get on top of it. You guys stay out of that. We will go out and get that little dude right there. Hey, we got another veterancy. Nice, dude.
I'll give it a shot.
I do think the combat feels very, very nice in this game, though. Like, I am very happy with the way that the combat feels and also sounds. I think they've got that dialed in pretty well. It's not the world's prettiest game, but it is a game that's actually looking and feeling pretty solid. And I do like the Anno twist that they have put on like the various city building aspects of the game. That's nice. You guys get over here and keep machine gunning them down. Kill everything that you possibly can. I don't know what this big guy is, but we're going to take him down and hunt him, and we're going to find out what he drops. He's got to have some sick loot on him, dude. Stone research is done. That means these can now go up to tier 3 if we have access. So we've got new buildings. So we've got a quarry that generates stone. Okay. What does a stone quarry look like? Is it that thing right there? Is that thing right there? Okay. That's going to cost us 8 units, though. Or, I'm sorry, 8 population in order to build. Let's have a better look around real fast. Looks like after a little bit of time and effort, they've almost got the big guy down. That guy is moving on you dudes. Okay, fall back to the walls real quick. These guys are moving a little bit more rapidly than I like. How easy? Actually, they've got a little bit of a chin on them. Don't risk leashing this guy. I don't want to lose, like, we've got a lot of damage off on him, and I would rather not lose that damage right now. You guys just fire at everything that moves. Like, if it moves, it's a bug, and kill it. Come on, need you to die. Big guy's officially down. Wipe out his eggs real quick, and then we're going to go get this shrine. After a little bit of jousting with the enemy, I think we've got the shrine over here. So let me see if I can unlock this thing real fast. And then I think what I'll do is actually I wanted to see something a little bit more explosive. That first wave, I was expecting it to be a little bit more of a hammer. And it was not a hammer. Like, it was like 5 guys. And so I may just let the game run for a little while until we get to the point where I've got something explosive to see you and judge the whole thing on out. So give me like an hour of playing the game and I'll come back. Well, the worst has happened, and the swarm is coming from an angle that we're not defended along. And so that is going to be a little bit of a headache. I'm going to just mash out some walls very, very quickly in the hopes that it might save me. But I'm not going to hold my breath on it. I do have a new unit called a priest that can actually heal my units, which is really, really nice. I don't know if those guys are going to get in the way of wall construction either. But we do have another swarm coming on in. Let's maybe... Is that too close to enemies? Well, maybe we can use it as a scratching post instead. So this is going to be my next target. I have to take that out. Otherwise, we're going to have really, really sloppy Christmas. It's going to be miserable. However, hopefully these guys can, like, I don't know, hold the line here for a second. The last bout of enemies was not that terrible, but there's no telling if this one will be. Yeah, this one looks a little bit worse. Get in there, knights. Hold that line. I believe in you. Okay, so this one definitely like 3 or 4 times as big as the last swarm that came on through. A little bit of a pathfinding problem right there with our units. But I got to push up this way, and I got to murder everything so that it gets out of the way. The good news is the priests look like they're actually really, really good. Like, I'm super happy with the performance on the priests. I've just kind of been expanding down here, just like adding more stuff in where I can fit it. But for now, I need some kind of defensive wall up here. Otherwise, we're going to have a bad time.
It will be done.
Apparently, it is the end times right now, because I let the game run for like another 15 minutes, and now it has completely uncovered the entire map and all of the bugs that are on it. And so we've got like a little group coming from over there and a little group coming from over there. But it may be time to clinch this thing. Maybe this was just kind of like a little demo preview. Like, I watched the trailers for this game, and it looked like there was gazillions of bugs coming at you. Is the entire map going to come after me? My ballistas should be able to handle that. Like, now that I can see the entire battlefield just crawling, that's kind of interesting, too. You guys get over here and just hold that line. I think the ballistas are doing their thing, though. Are they going to keep sending more? Because it actually looks like there's more that have spawned right here. I think we're filling up this meter as we're killing off enemy units in order to basically initiate maybe the final throwdown, which hopefully is not the entire map rushing me. Because judging from the amount of red on this map, that would be a real, real bad thing. They've been breeding out of control out here. I didn't realize how... Look at this, dude. I was over here just a minute ago. Look how many of them there are. There's also some kind of big, giant, glowing crystal-y thing right there, man. I'm a little bit concerned. We're a little bit low on population. It may be a little bit late to sort of wring our hands about that, but let's maybe, I don't know, put in a couple of buildings over here. I don't know, like I got that right there. Trying to figure out where I could fit like another subdivision on this side. There we go. We've got more population. Just in case this goes kind of bad, maybe just go a little crazy making a few more arbalests. I don't know. Oh, I don't have any population right now. Yeah, that would be a required thing before we get to have more arbalests. Yeah, it looks like they're just pressing up on me at this point. Like, I think it just sends endless waves at you at the point at which the game becomes aware. Hopefully they don't hit that wall. Are they gonna hit that wall? Or are they gonna hit this wall? I don't know. I'm in the process of, like, updating all of my walls to stone just in case. Now I'm curious what's going to happen when we fill up that meter. Now we kind of have to find out. We've already gone this far, right? Like with pauses and everything. Wait, what? Oh, I thought it said unit is under attack. That's fine. Those walls will hold down there. The walls in this game actually seem to be fairly rigid and hanging in there. But we are going to need to have separate battle forces to help out with this wall over here because I haven't had a chance to put down any defenses over there. And sooner or later, that's going to get hit. I don't know if one of these is going to be good enough, but hey, let's hold out, dude. I'm waiting until this meter fills up. I want to know. I'm curious. My curiosity is getting the better of me. Like, there's no more technologies we can research inside the demo, so we can't go any further with our tech tree. So, like, I mean, inside the trailers, they had, like, magic god powers and stuff, too, that your characters could use to, like, blow up huge chunks of swarm and whatnot, like throwing the enemies up into the air. Maybe I'll splice a video of that in as we get closer to the ending here. Ballista, are you going to be good with holding that off? I mean, it's stone walls, so I'm guessing the answer is yes. We are holding, so that's good. And the game has a handy-dandy repair everything in your base button. I love handy-dandy repair everything in your base button. May actually be one of my favorite buttons in any style of game like this. Give me a few more arbalests. We're going to need to split these guys up better behind these walls, though. Right now, they're not split up properly. The meter's at 99% right now with them hammering away at my walls. What's going to happen with the crystal? Is it killing them all? Oh, dude! Yo! Yeah, I loved that effect right there. That was really, really awesome. So things I like versus things that I don't like. The game, oh, those are the shard things that we need in order to upgrade our tree. Yeah, so let's go back and see metagame. But from that first game, it felt too easy to me. Granted, I was on normal difficulty. Next time I'll probably play on something harder. But that having been said, I would say even on normal difficulty, amp up your waves quite a bit, like really pressure the player, because at no point during the course of playing this game did I feel stressed. Like, I felt like as a bad RTS player, I was ahead of the curve the entire time, and I'm really bad at games like this, so that should not be the case. All right? So amp up your difficulty a little bit would be my first assertion. But then from there, I did enjoy the game. I had a good time. Your combat feels good, it feels nice, it feels crunchy, it feels impactful. The graphics, they're like straight out of 2006, but that's fine because you're trying to keep the frame rate from getting super chuggy when you get to the crazy endgame waves. This was the game on maxed out graphics, in case you were wondering. Like, I checked while I was recording to be like, it looks a little muddy in terms of textures and whatnot. That's just what the game looks like right there. And so it does look like with the fragments that we have, we can unlock these sockets. And so that just gives us an empty socket. And then it allows, oh, you can customize your talent tree with the things that you're unlocking in order to put them on in there. And then on top of that, if you take a look at the trailer, you'll see that they've actually got like magic powers planned and stuff too. So not only does this game have like an anno angle to it, it looks like the game is also going to have like a black and white angle where you can call down god beams and giant like nuclear explosions and whatnot to wipe out the bugs. And so I'm encouraged by this one. It's got enough of its own sort of gameplay identity. I think it could use a little bit more of a visual identity. Compared to other games in the genre. Like, if you take a look at They Are Billions, it's a very distinct looking game from the tile set and the sprites that they used. I think the game could use a little bit of that, but all in all, actually not the worst little They Are Billions clone that I've played in a while. It's got a couple little twists with like the anno building stacking to get them to level up and get better. It's got a little bit of like diplomacy is not an option there with the god powers that you can use on the enemy, and so we'll keep an eye on it. I also especially kind of like the way that the game progresses as you unlock things in order to make the game more interesting, and we haven't even played around with the other two gods yet, and so this one looks like he's all about defense, Rhino looks like he's all about offense, and it looks like Yang Wu is all about money, would be my guess, or resources or economy. Cool stuff. This was Here Comes the Swarm. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today, it was Here Comes the Swarm. Tomorrow, it'll be something else. Thanks for hanging out with me, and that's all I got for you, folks. Bye.